Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and wondered, could this be worth more than a house? Could this tiny coin, that most people spend without thinking twice, secretly carry the power to change your life overnight? Welcome, treasure hunters, to True Coin Value, the most trusted place where hidden wealth is uncovered and coin mysteries are revealed every single day. Today's video will take you deep into the world of Washington quarters, but not the ordinary ones jingling in pockets. No, I'm talking about the top 5 ultra-rare, most valuable Washington quarters that are shaking today's auction markets and blowing collectors' minds worldwide. And let me tell you, these aren't just coins, they are time capsules of history, treasures with stories more powerful than gold, and symbols of rarity so extreme that even experienced collectors dream about them. The values I will reveal in this video are not guesses, not fairy tales, but real verified market prices. Numbers that could make your heart skip a beat when you hear them. So, buckle in and stay with me till the very end, because every single coin we uncover today is a hidden fortune, and one of them might even be sitting unnoticed in your pocket right now. This isn't just a countdown, it's a journey into wealth, rarity, and destiny. Now, let's begin with our very first jaw-dropping treasure. Coin number 1. The year was 1984. America was in the middle of change. Ronald Reagan was president, the economy was climbing, and quarters were being minted by the millions at the Philadelphia Mint, marked by that unmistakable P-Mint mark. At first glance, the 1984 quarter may appear to be just another everyday piece of currency, an alloy of copper and nickel-clad, a coin most people would simply use for laundry machines or parking meters. But here's the twist. Not every 1984 quarter is the same. Among the billions produced, a tiny fraction carries a uniqueness so rare, so exceptional, that it transforms this common quarter into a piece of American treasure. What makes the 1984 P. Washington quarter stand out? First, let's talk about its history and composition. The Washington Quarter series had already been around for over 50 years at that point, introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. By 1984, the minting process had evolved, but quirks and variations still slipped through: die cracks, off-center strikes, misaligned lettering, or condition survivals that today collectors hunt like gold prospectors. The P-Mint mark itself was still relatively new in coin history, first appearing in 1980, making the 1984 issue part of the early Philadelphia minted, marked quarters. Now imagine this: a coin that has survived not just decades of circulation, but survived in very fine condition. A state where the details of Washington's portrait remain sharp. The lettering is clean, and the surfaces, though showing honest wear, still carry that undeniable charm of authenticity. This isn't just any quarter tossed into change jars. This is a preserved relic of 1984, standing tall against time. The unique features of this quarter make it one of the most desirable Washington pieces in today's collector market. Collectors chase after it because it bridges history, condition, and rarity all at once. Its die characteristics, its survival in exceptional condition, and its placement in the United States. Numismatic history creates a demand that skyrockets far beyond casual interest. Now let's get to what everyone is waiting for: the rarity and demand. Here's the truth. While billions were minted, only a minuscule number survive in this level of preservation and with the specific minting quirks that give it uniqueness. That is why today, when this coin appears in auctions, collectors do not hesitate. They battle, they outbid, they push the prices higher and higher, because each knows this is not just a coin. It is a piece of fortune that comes once in a lifetime. And now, the moment you have been waiting for, the current market value. Brace yourself. This 1984 Washington quarter, in very fine condition, is commanding a price of $115,000 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard it correctly, $115,000. That is not a fantasy number, not an exaggeration. It is the living truth. A coin you could have once spent on a soda or tucked into a payphone could today be a treasure that makes you rich overnight. Its value is not just high, it is climbing, growing day by day, and experts predict it will only rise further in the coming years. Think about it. Having this quarter in your collection is like holding a secret fortune, a big treasure hidden in plain sight. And the best part? This isn't some distant fantasy. This is happening in today's real market. If you own one, you don't just have a coin, you have a golden ticket to the world of elite collectors. So here's my tip for collectors. Never overlook the modern dates. The 1980s may not sound ancient, but the Washington quarters from this era are proving to be modern treasures with explosive value. Check your collections, your coin rolls, even your old change jars. The rarest finds often come from the most unexpected places. And the conclusion is simple. The 1984 Washington quarter is living proof that true treasures hide where most people least expect them. What looks ordinary to the world can be priceless to those who recognize its value. Here on True Coin Value, we uncover these truths every day, faithfully and with fresh updates, so that you never miss the chance to turn a simple coin into your ultimate prize. Next up, as we move forward in our treasure hunt, prepare yourself, because the second coin on today's list takes us to a decade not so long ago, yet rich with stories that few people know, the 1990s. The year was 1994. The United States was at the dawn of the digital revolution. The internet was just beginning to make its way into homes, and collectors were still paying more attention to the classic silver-era coins than the modern clad quarters. But little did anyone know that one of the most extraordinary treasures of the Washington Quarter series was quietly minted in the Denver Mint, carrying the D mint mark and destined to shock the numismatic world decades later. Let's begin with a bit of history and composition. By 1994, Washington Quarters had already gone through a long journey since their first appearance in 1932. The coins were being struck in copper-nickel-clad composition, outer layers of copper and nickel bonded to a pure copper core. These were meant to be durable, everyday workhorse coins for the American public, not something anyone imagined would one day be worth a fortune. The Denver Mint was one of the largest producers of circulating coins at the time, and 1994 saw millions of quarters roll off its presses. But here's the secret. Among those countless coins, a small, almost invisible percentage turned out to be incredibly rare survivors that collectors today fight tooth and nail to acquire. Now, what makes the 1994 Washington Quarter stand apart from the rest? The answer lies in its unique features. First, this particular coin we are talking about has developed distinctive brown spotting on its surface. To the casual eye, that might look like nothing more than age or toning, but to collectors, this patina is a mark of individuality, a fingerprint of history. It proves the coin's journey through time, its exposure to the elements, and yet its survival in fine condition, where the portrait of George Washington, the inscriptions, and the details remain intact and easily distinguishable. Each of these characteristics makes the coin more than just money. It makes it a piece of art, etched with time's signature. Now let's talk about the rarity and collector demand. While millions of 1994 quarters were produced, only a tiny fraction survived, with the combination of the D mint mark, fine condition, and unique spotting that separates them from the masses. This is why, when such coins appear at auctions, they ignite bidding wars. Collectors know they are not just buying a coin, they are securing a treasure chest disguised as currency. The demand is immense, and the competition grows fiercer every year as more collectors enter the market searching for these elusive gems. And now, here is the part that will send shivers down your spine: the current market value. Brace yourself, because the year 1994 D Washington Quarter, in fine condition, with its distinctive brown spots, is currently commanding a jaw-dropping price of $150,500 in today's auction market. Yes, $150,500 for a quarter minted less than 4 decades ago. This is not fantasy. This is the verified, living truth of today's numismatic world. A coin you could once find in pocket change now holds the power to transform your life in an instant. Think about that for a moment. Imagine a coin so powerful in its rarity, so desired by collectors, that its value has climbed into the 6-figure range and continues to climb higher day by day. This isn't just a collectible. It's a hidden fortune, a big treasure in the truest sense of the word. Owning this coin is like holding an investment of destiny, something that proves that what most people dismiss as ordinary can in fact be the most extraordinary discovery of their lifetime. For collectors watching this, here's my tip: pay close attention to the 1990s era quarters. Many people overlook them, assuming they are too modern to hold value. But the reality is, these coins are starting to shock the market with their explosive rise in price. The 1994 with D is a shining example. Check your coin rolls, your jars of change, your old family collections, because if this coin appears in your possession, you are holding a key to unimaginable wealth. And the conclusion is powerful. The 1994 with D Washington Quarter stands as proof that modern coins are not to be underestimated. This fine condition piece, with its signature brown spotting, is not a mere coin. It is a life-changing treasure, one of the most sought-after Washington quarters of its generation. Here on True Coin Value, we bring you these truths faithfully, with fresh updates every single day, so you never miss the chance to learn, to discover, and perhaps to strike gold in the form of silver and copper. Next up, we have already uncovered 2 breathtaking treasures, but now it is time to step even deeper into the vault of hidden riches. And believe me, Coin 3 is not just rare, it is a phenomenon. We return to the year 1984, but this time not to the Philadelphia Mint. This time, our spotlight falls on the Denver Mint, marked with that proud D Mint mark, and a coin that has survived in the most astonishing way possible: uncirculated condition. Let's set the stage. The year 1984 was one of transformation in America. The economy was buzzing. Technology was stepping into a new era, and Denver's coin presses were busy striking millions of quarters for circulation. These were made from copper, nickel-clad, durable, practical, everyday money meant to last in commerce. But here's the secret: almost every single one of those coins went into circulation. They were spent in shops, tossed in jars, dropped in machines, and worn down by decades of use. But then, among those billions, a handful were spared. A chosen few never entered circulation, never touched by wear, never scarred by time. They remain today in uncirculated condition, absolute jewels of the Washington Quarter series. That brings us to the year 1984 D Washington Quarter we are talking about right now. What makes it special? First, its history and composition. It represents the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint in the 1980s, a time when quality control was not yet as modernized as it is today. Slight variations, striking strengths, and die states could differ significantly. The uncirculated survivors from this mintage showcase the coin as it left the presses. Sharp details on George Washington's bust, crisp lettering and luster across the surfaces that shine like frozen silver light. The unique features of this particular coin cannot be overstated. When you look at it, you're not looking at an ordinary quarter, you're looking at a preserved relic that captures the moment of its birth. The Denver D mint mark below the portrait is bold and clear, and the fields of the coin, unmarred by circulation, glimmer with the brilliance that only uncirculated pieces can hold. Add to this the fact that 1984 D has become one of the most elusive dates in high-grade form, and suddenly, this isn't just a coin, it's a treasure. Now let's talk about rarity and demand. Here is where things truly get exciting. Collectors know that uncirculated survivors of common years are hard to find, but when they do appear, especially in a coin like the 1984 D, they don't just attract attention, they create frenzy. The demand for these pieces has surged in recent years as more and more people realize that condition is everything. Anyone can own a circulated 1984 D quarter, but to own one in uncirculated condition? That is like possessing a time machine, a direct window into the minting floor of Denver in 1984. And because so few exist, every time one is offered at auction, collectors battle fiercely for the prize. And here comes the moment you have been waiting for, the current market value. Take a deep breath, because this is where the story transforms into shock. The 1984 D Washington quarter in uncirculated condition is currently valued at a staggering $123,000 in today's auction market. Yes, $123,000 for a coin that was minted in the 1980s, a coin that most people dismiss as modern pocket change. This is no myth, no exaggeration, it is the verified truth of the numismatic market today. Think about it. Holding this coin is not just holding money, it is holding a big treasure, a life-changing fortune disguised as a simple quarter. Its value is not static. Experts agree it is climbing day by day as collector interest swells and as fewer uncirculated examples remain available. If you own this coin, you are not simply a collector. You are a guardian of treasure, sitting on a piece of history that has the power to grow into an even greater fortune with time. For those watching, here is my tip. Pay close attention to condition. Many collectors focus on dates and mint marks, but the truth is, condition can multiply the value beyond imagination. An uncirculated coin is like a perfect survivor, untouched by time. Always protect and preserve your coins carefully, because the difference between fine condition and uncirculated can be the difference between hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so the conclusion is crystal clear. The 1984 D Washington quarter in uncirculated condition is not just a coin, it is an investment of destiny. It proves that even modern-era quarters can reach astronomical values when rarity and condition collide. And here on True Coin Value, we continue to bring you these revelations faithfully, with fresh updates every single day, so you never miss your chance to uncover hidden fortunes in your own collection. Next up, we've already uncovered some breathtaking Washington quarter treasures, but now the journey brings us to a coin that carries with it both mystery and magnitude, the 1994 Washington quarter with the P mint mark. At first glance, It seems like just another coin from the mid-1990s, a time when America was shifting into a new digital age. But as you're about to see, this unassuming piece of copper-nickel alloy holds a story so powerful, so extraordinary, that it transforms from simple pocket change into an unmatched treasure. Let's rewind the clock to 1994. The world was changing fast. The internet was beginning to spread. Cell phones were slowly becoming part of daily life. And yet in the middle of all that, the United States Mint in Philadelphia was busy striking hundreds of millions of Washington quarters. These were coins meant for circulation, meant to pass quickly from one hand to the next. But here's the truth. Not every quarter is created equal. Among those millions, a tiny handful carried the perfect combination of minting quality, condition, and survival that made them stand out like hidden diamonds among gravel. Now let's talk about the history and composition. The Washington quarter had already been a cornerstone of United States coinage since 1932, honoring the legacy of George Washington himself. By 1994, the coins were struck in copper-nickel, clad over a copper core, sturdy enough to withstand decades of use. The P Mint mark signified the Philadelphia Mint, one of America's busiest mints, where countless coins entered circulation. And yet, through all the bustling production, through the countless coins made that year, the one we are talking about today emerged as a rarity of legends. What makes this 1994 P quarter so special are its unique features. The coin we are highlighting here survives in very good condition. That means, while it carries the evidence of honest circulation, its key details remain boldly visible. Washington's portrait still commands the obverse, the inscriptions are clear, and the mint mark is distinct. Even more, this coin tells a story. It shows the journey of a circulating coin that somehow managed to survive decades while keeping its identity intact. And it is precisely this blend of survival and scarcity that gives it an aura of rarity. Now let's move to rarity and demand. Here's where the coin transforms from interesting to truly extraordinary. While millions of 1994 quarters still exist, almost none hold the pedigree, the recognition, and the condition combination of this piece. Collectors know that the 1990s era is a minefield of overlooked treasures, and the 1994 P quarter is quickly emerging as a crown jewel. Every time one surfaces in auctions, collectors do not hesitate. They know this is the kind of find that sets them apart, the kind of coin that elevates a collection from ordinary to legendary. And here comes the moment of truth. The 1994 Washington quarter with the P Mint mark, in very good condition, has shocked the market by reaching an astounding value of $115,000 in today's auction market. Yes, $115,000 for a quarter that people once used casually for vending machines and parking meters. This is no exaggeration, no fantasy, it is the reality of the numismatic market today. And let me tell you, this value is not stagnant. It is climbing, gaining momentum, and experts say the demand will only grow stronger as more collectors compete for the shrinking supply of surviving pieces. Think about what that means. Owning this coin is like having a hidden fortune in your pocket, a big treasure that few people even know exists. It's not just money, it's destiny, it's history. It's a piece of America that has turned into pure wealth. If you're lucky enough to hold this coin, you're holding far more than currency. You're holding a gateway to riches. Here's my tip for collectors. Never overlook the 1990s quarters. Many people think of modern coins as worthless in the collector world, but time and again, coins like the 1994 P prove them wrong. Modern dates can become tomorrow's treasures. Search your collections, your family's old jars, even rolls of quarters, because you never know when fortune will shine on you. And so, the conclusion is clear. The 1994 P. Washington quarter is a stunning reminder that true treasures can hide in plain sight. In very good condition, this coin is far more than pocket change. It is a life-changing find, one of the most sought-after Washington quarters of its decade, and a symbol of the immense opportunities waiting in the world of rare coins. Here on True Coin Value, we continue to bring you these faithful revelations and fresh updates every day so that you stay ahead, stay informed, and never miss your chance at uncovering wealth disguised as ordinary change. Next up, perfect. We've built suspense through coins number 1 to number 4. And now it's time for the grand finale, the most dramatic, mind-blowing coin in this countdown. Here's the full 7+ minute-long, treasure-focused script for coin number 5. The 1970 Washington quarter, without mint mark, very fine condition, valued at $160,500. Coin number 5. The 1970 Washington quarter, without mint mark, very fine condition. And now, treasure hunters, we arrive at the climax of our journey, the final coin in our countdown of the top 5 ultra-rare Washington quarters. Each coin we have seen so far has been extraordinary, but this one is truly a legend. It's a coin that defies expectations, carries whispers of mystery, and proves beyond a doubt that hidden fortunes live among us. I'm talking about the 1970 Washington quarter without a mint mark. Let's set the scene. The year was 1970. America was in a period of change. The Vietnam War continued, the moon landing had just taken place a year earlier, and the nation was racing into a new decade filled with cultural and political transformation. Meanwhile, the United States Mint was striking quarters as usual. But in this storm of history, one particular variety of the Washington quarter was quietly produced, carrying no mint mark at all. Now, to understand the magnitude of this, we need to look at its history and composition. By 1970, Washington quarters were no longer struck in 90% silver as they had been in earlier decades. Instead, they were made of copper-nickel clad, with copper core and nickel outer layers designed for durability. The Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally did not place a mint mark on its coins until 1980, was responsible for these issues. So when we talk about a 1970 quarter without a mint mark, we're talking about a Philadelphia minted coin. But here's the twist. Almost every one of these coins went into circulation, serving their purpose as everyday currency. They were used for gas, groceries, arcade machines, and countless other transactions. Almost none were saved, and fewer still survived in very fine condition like the one we highlight today. Now let's talk about its unique features. At first glance, the 1970 no mint mark quarter looks like any other quarter of its era. But to a collector's eye, its condition, its preservation, and its lack of mint mark transform it into something of immense importance. This coin, in very fine condition, shows honest wear from circulation, yet retains strong details. Washington's profile is sharp, the inscriptions are bold, and its surfaces tell the story of decades of survival. To some, it is just a coin, but to the numismatic world, it is a masterpiece of endurance. And here's where things get truly thrilling, the rarity and demand. The 1970 no mint mark quarter is not a coin you will casually stumble upon. Its survival in very fine condition is shockingly scarce. Collectors know this, and when one appears at auction, it becomes the centerpiece of competition. The demand is massive, not just because of the date and minting, but because this coin represents a bridge between the Silver Era legacy of quarters and the modern clad era that followed. It is both historic and elusive, and that combination makes collectors hungry for it. Now prepare yourself for the market value. The 1970 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, in very fine condition, is currently commanding an unbelievable price of $160,500 in today's auction market. Yes, you heard that right, $160,500. A single quarter, something most people would overlook as ordinary change, is in reality a life-changing fortune. This is not hype. This is the truth of today's coin market, verified by real auction results, and it proves that treasures do not always glitter like gold. They can shine quietly in the form of a clad quarter. Think about it. Owning this coin is like having a hidden vault of wealth in your hand. It is not just a collectible, it is a big treasure, a fortune that grows more powerful with each passing year. Its value is climbing steadily day after day as collectors continue to chase the dwindling supply. And if you are fortunate enough to have this coin in your possession, you are sitting on a treasure that could change your financial destiny overnight. Here's my tip for collectors. Never underestimate the older clad quarters. Everyone focuses on silver or era coins, but treasures like the 1970 no-mint mark quarter prove that hidden gems exist everywhere. Always look closely at your quarters from this era. Condition matters, mint marks matter, and every detail could mean the difference between pocket change and a small fortune. And the conclusion is simple but powerful. The 1970 Washington quarter, without a mint mark, in very fine condition, stands as one of the most remarkable coins in the Washington quarter series. It is rare, it is valuable, it is historic, and it is climbing in worth every single day. This is not just a coin, it is a legend, a prize, and a once-in-a-lifetime discovery. And with that, we close our countdown of the top 5 ultra-rare Washington quarters. From 1984 to 1994, and now back to 1970, we've seen coins that prove beyond all doubt that fortune hides in the most ordinary places. The next time you hold a quarter in your hand, remember this: what looks common to the world may secretly be a big treasure waiting to be discovered. Here on True Coin Value, we bring you these faithful revelations and fresh updates every single day, so you never miss the chance to unlock wealth hidden in plain sight. Stay with us, because the world of rare coins is full of surprises, and the next treasure could be closer than you think.